Yeah, stats. I haven't seen stats.
I'll go get them for you.
You know, sometimes you got to give the other team credit. You know, everybody, just because they have a 1-10 record or whatever their record is, they've played a very difficult schedule. You know, we've played the type of schedule they've played before they played, you know, so we know they beat Western Illinois the other day at home, which they hadn't had many home games, and Western Illinois had beaten Wisconsin. So you knew they could play. We saw tape of them. We knew they had some talent. We knew they could shoot the basketball, and we knew, you know, that it could be a really good basketball game, and it turned out to be a really good basketball game. Let's give them a lot of credit.
Questions for Kay Felder?
Season high in assists for you. What was the key? I mean, finding Max obviously early on probably helped out.
Just pushing the ball in transition, playing the way we play, and finding open shooters. From Max to Nick to Martez, they were just hot in that first half, and you have to feed your shooters. You can't be like kind of selfish because you're scoring all these points, but they're hot. Give it to them. You got to roll with the hot hand.
What about Brad? How huge was he for you guys, especially defensively there down the stretch in the second half?
He was great. I knew he had it in him. He just got that confidence. Many people say it's his new haircut, but he just had confidence in himself to go out there and play his role.
Okay, what about how physical it was out there? I mean, you look like you win about 8 rounds here right now. Just sit down.
Very physical game. Probably the most physical game I've played from me getting beat up out there and not getting any calls, but not going to cry about it. Just take it and move on.
A few days removed from the Michigan State loss, looking back on now, what did you guys take most away from that whole game, just the way it ended and how tough you guys fought?
We know we're a special team. We can do something special going into Horizon League play, and we're going to keep striving for greatness, and we know what we're capable of.
Any more questions for Kay? Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Coach, what are you shaking your head at?
We gave up 20 offensive rebounds. And we're a really good rebounding team, so I think that, and I don't know who our stat people are, but how Brad Brecken he blocked 4 shots on one play. How does he only have 4 blocks? So I think maybe somebody was sleeping. 20 offensive rebounds, that's not good. That's not good.
Was Jalen sitting out most of the second half have anything to do with that?
Oh, I'm sure it did, but that he didn't have it. It didn't look like he had anything. He said he could go, but he fumbled the ball out of bounds, and why risk it? Let's get him. I felt we could win the game without him, and I want to get him, ready to play Wednesday. So, I didn't want to risk it. I mean, he's got pretty good numbers for only playing 18 minutes, 9 points and 6 rebounds. But again, he just didn't look right in the 2 or 3 minutes he played in the second half. So I didn't want to risk it.
What did you see from Brad? You commented on the blocks on that one play, but
tremendous energy. I think he was the difference in the game. We just didn't have any energy. And, Max made some shots early, and we got some things going, but we really, we're trying to get a new guy into the game, and Martez is, he's making mistakes like he should as a first-time player, and now 10, 11, 12 games in the season, those are mistakes you got to be making in your first couple games together, and they're glaring mistakes because other people aren't making them. Like, we were switching everything at the end, and he didn't switch, and we left them wide open. Thank God they missed it. But we do that against Valpo, and they'll make it, and we'll get beat. And, we made a bunch of errors late in the first half when we had a chance to blow it open. And, part of that is that reason, and then I just didn't think we had energy. I mean, we scored 101 points, but I didn't think it was a very good basketball game. Again, let's give them credit. There were a lot of fouls. They came after us. They pressed us all over the floor. Press usually doesn't hurt us. It didn't early. That's how Max got his shots. That little spurt there when Kay went out, and it went from +12 to they went ahead. you know, I could have called a timeout and everything, but I just thought it was a learning moment for us. I just thought we had to get ourselves out of that so that we could become a better team. Having me get us out of it, I didn't think was the right thing to do. I wanted our team to get out of it, and they did.
You talk about K tonight, season high in assists. You know, they limited in scoring, but was able to make a
I
line.
don't know if they limit him. I mean, I think they went zone, and I think that he really tried to get everybody else involved and in the press, since he could beat the press and pass the ball. You know, he had 10 assists in the first half, and then I think he had 7 points maybe with 12 minutes to go in the game, and, you know, that's when he decided, you know, get to the line, and I kept telling him, go, go, go. And he got to, you know, 16 free throws. There's a lot of free throws.
Coach, you've talked about in the past, you know, Max got out to that hot start. You said you despise having a 10-point lead at the first media timeout. What is it about that?
I just think you get comfortable and you think it's going to be easy and you lose intensity. And I'm not, again, I don't want to say anything like that because, you know, Chicago State had 6 kids scoring double figures. They played a really good basketball game. They made a lot of tough shots, a lot of deep shots. And, you know, maybe we didn't play with our greatest intensity, but maybe, you know, why not just give them credit? They came into the arena. We don't lose very often in here, and they played a really good basketball game. You know, so let's give them credit. Their kids made shots. They made plays. They could have died, and they didn't. They guarded. You know, they really came after. It's hard to say that when there were 101 points, but at halftime they had 39 points, and there were 39 possessions, so the defense wasn't awful. I know I told you at halftime it was, but when I got in there and looked at the stats, and you were talking about us with the 50%, I thought you were telling me they had shot that. But I was kind of angry then. So, you know, the defense wasn't as bad as it appeared. What was really bad was, you know, the rebounding for a really good, I can't tell you a time. And I've had a couple teams in the last 4 years that weren't as great rebounding teams, but I can't tell you a time somebody came in and had 20 offensive rebounds against us. That's unbelievable.
Is it nice to have another crack at like a big top 10 team here before league play?
I'd rather not. You know, I'd rather not. I'd rather play another home. I mean, we've been home. This is our 3rd home game, and you know, it's great that we're going to get a top 5 team and that. But you know, Cleveland State's just less than a week away, and that's when it really counts. And I'd rather that we were preparing for that probably. But it is what it is. We're going to get on a plane tomorrow. We're going to fly there. We're going to play. We're going to come home. My guess is this team will play pretty well. They seem to relish in playing games like that. So I expect us to play well.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, appreciate the time.
Thank you.